Hi everybody, and welcome back. You're all on your way to spring break. What we're going to talk a bit about today is what you can expect in terms of the qualifying competition, the final competition. Before we do that, we're going to give some reminders. I have here Kyle Salibi, head TA for the class, and then Omar El Sayed, who's also another TA involved in the class. We're going to give a bit of overview of what the qualifying competition is going to involve, as well as what you can expect in terms of the final competition. First, a couple of reminders. We have our final lecture on April 1st. That's the week after you get back from spring break. We also have posted on the main ME 2110 website information about the design review. We've posted the rubric that the judges will have for rating your design review results. We also have provided guidelines for you in terms of loading a video of your team giving the design review briefing as an example for the judges. In terms of an update of what happened this week in the flag competition, the highest score for the flag competition was in Section F. That's Dr. Simmons and Jamie's section. The team scored 554 points. And the average for the class in terms of how they performed was 295 for the flag competition. And the highest scoring section was also Section F. With that, we're going to talk about some of the tasks that you have to do for the final competition. This competition will involve everything that you've done so far, as well as having to do the egress task. So you're going to have to clear these rocks away from this Sea of Tranquility. You're going to have to deposit these squash balls here in the center dome in the appropriate zones. And you're going to have to deposit the flag here. And we're going to talk about some of the clarifications on rules pertaining to the flag themselves. On top of that, you're also going to have to egress. So you're going to have to be able to pull your system back away from the centerpiece in order to score the highest amount of points that you can on the egress task. So I'm going to turn it over to Omar, who's going to talk a little bit about the scoring for the flag and what are some of the clarifications that we want you to take away from here.
Okay, just to reiterate what Dr. Saldana said regarding the scoring for the flag, what we're going to do in terms of scoring is if once the center of your flag centerpiece, wherever it hits on the centerpiece, that's how we score for the flag. Basically, if you have your flag straight up, however, if you have your flag on its side, then we score based on the center of the cross-sectional area of your flag. In terms of blocking, I want you guys to, I'm going to talk about this for a second, but also you can check the FAQ page on the 2110 website, as well as the previous video from last week. But basically what you want to do is you do not want to deliberately start blocking other teams. So you want to stay within your quadrant. If your machine non-intentionally starts moving the other way because of interactions with other robots, that's fine. But if we see that you are deliberately starting to block other teams, that's when we're going to score a 0 there.
Something else to add on to what Omar was talking about. If you're unsure of whether or not your device is actually doing deliberate blocking, feel free to send a picture or a video of what is happening in your device to either Kyle, Ivan, or your TA, or myself, and we'll decide amongst our team whether or not that's the case. But if you're in a gray area, make sure you don't really want to be in those areas, because then you're going to be at the mercy of the track judges on the day of the competition. In terms of if you knock over a flag, whether that be intentionally or unintentionally, after it's freestanding like here, or if it's on its side, then that will cause your team, the team that actually knocks that flag off, as Kyle did there, to get a 0, and then the teams whose flag has been knocked off will get 14. So pay attention to those rules. If you need any clarifications about that, we are going to be actively updating the FAQ as we move forward. We'll also provide some information as we get into the final week of the competition. So with that, we're going to turn it over to Kyle. Kyle will talk a little bit about the qualifying competition, the final competition, and spring break and final week.
All right, guys, great job over the last couple of weeks. It's been really, really cool to see some of these designs, to see the quality of them, to watch what has worked well and what hasn't. From this point going forward, we're going to be running under competition circumstances. So the exact same thing that will be happening on the final day in the final competition we're going to be running, particularly in the qualifying competition and in the days leading up to the final. So, what does that mean for you? That is a kind of a stressful environment. You only have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to box your robot, and that after that point, it will be a DQ and you will be asked to step back from the track if you're not ready to go. Please look at the 2 videos that we have posted, or the video after that has 2 different runs in Ms. Mahaffey section, section A. It's a really good example of a track that's running very smoothly where everyone puts up the robot, sets it up, boxes correctly, and the track moves forward. Their other video shows what happens when there's a DQ, when the team is asked to unplug and step back from the track. So just review those. It's a really good indication of how it will be in the final competition and what you can expect. One other thing to note is note the process and the sequence of things that happen when you're asked to approach the track, when you start trying to set up your robot, and when you box, particularly when you have to get approval from the track instructor or the track master to say that your robot is successfully boxed and you can unbox it and be ready to run. Just watch those videos, they're really good. Ask us if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to clarify. The final competition is coming up very quickly. We're really excited for it. Of course, it'll be over in the GTMI building with the design review beforehand. Please look forward to an email with more information about how you register guests and your parents. You'll see also a lot of judges coming in from different companies and different organizations to participate in the design review. Last thing to note is the studio hours. We've posted the studio hours for the next 3 weeks, the final 3 weeks of the class. Spring break, of course, hours are closed until Friday. We will open for a short time on Friday in the afternoon. As a change, we will also open on Saturday. Usually the Saturdays are not open, but just for this coming Saturday, well, the Saturday following spring break, we will be open, check those hours, and then we'll be back to normal hours on Sunday for that week. The final competition week, we have extended hours. A lot of the TAs have put in extra hours for you guys to be in here a little bit longer, so check that final week schedule as well. If you have any questions, we're available. Email us, send us pictures of things, send us videos if you're unsure, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Dr. Saldana?
All right, thanks, Kyle. So as Kyle said, we have studio hours that are going to be toward the end of next week. We want you to enjoy your spring break, take some time off, and you know you've been working hard, so try and relax. And when we get back here for next week, the week after spring break, we want to make sure that you're ready to go for the final competition. So we'll see you in lecture on April 1st. Make sure you're there, and good luck getting ready with your final devices. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks.